Hey you guys, I just wanted to film a little bit because yesterday actually I had woken up with all this like, all this knowing, this information in my head that I wanted to get out, and I was even like talking to myself a lot, trying to like, understand what was in my head. And so I was gonna film, and I had to go do some errands real quick, so I did that, and I came back, tried to film, and I realized that I had lost everything, because of course I went in there and I like, I used energy and I absorbed people's energy around me, so when I came back everything was just lost. So I was kind of bummed. I literally turned on my camera and I was just like, oh, I'm not feeling it right now, so I turned it off, and here I am again today. But for sure today was a really great day. I woke up, I realized I had a notification of like a live stream that was going on that I wanted to watch, and I was like, okay, cool, I can tune in. So I got more of that vibe that I wanted to get out there and say some stuff. So I wanted to talk about one of my Kundalini experiences because it was really cool. And so what had happened was, well, it was like late at night, right? And I was giving Rudy a massage. I was getting him a foot massage and stuff like that. And I was doing, like, I was really in tune with his body because I was giving him a really good massage. And I even felt like just the energy, like I felt like the parts that I was healing, the parts that I needed to get to, and like it was just great. Like even he said it was such a good massage. So then when I was done, I just had this like these this sensation in me, and I just laid down next to him and we were just cuddling, and like it was just like such a magnetic electric feeling, and I just felt like very light, like I wasn't even there, like I wasn't even in my body, but I wasn't seeing myself outside my body. I wasn't astral projecting or anything like that, but I just felt very light, like very high, but it wasn't like that. And all of a sudden I just felt like liquids in my spine, like just rising, and it was just moving around. And the problem with me, and the problem that I have a lot when I'm about to go into spaces, is I get scared, kind of. Like, I wasn't sure what was happening, so I got kind of scared, and I withheld what was probably to come. So it kind of stopped a little bit afterwards. I still felt really light and stuff, but I didn't really feel those liquids anymore. I felt them in my back for like about 30 seconds, and I was just like, I was just thinking about it, and I was just like, wow, what is that? Like, I didn't know what it was. And obviously afterwards I woke up the next morning and I totally looked it up, and I was just like, oh my god, like I can't believe I had that awesome experience. Like, can I have it again? I haven't had it again since then, but I realized that I kind of stopped it by thinking too much about it and by being afraid of it. And that's what's happened before too. Like when I meditate late at night, I've noticed that I get a little scared, and so I think that withholds me. But last night I was actually doing this breathing technique that I found on the internet, and it was talking a lot about how the difference between manifestation and meditation, and you can't really meditate on what you want. You can't really manifest it by meditating. Meditating is more of channeling your energy. So you're building up energy, and you're kind of harnessing it to a time when you're going to need it in the future to manifest what you want to manifest. Like, say me, I want to open up my business, right? So the idea would be to meditate, harness a lot of energy, because you do have to invest time and energy into something like that. And see, with me, since I have the kids and stuff, it's hard for me to do it like on a physical plane. So meditating would be great, because I'm just literally like sitting there. The kids will be sleeping and I'm just sitting there harnessing energy. That way later on when I need it, I can pull from it, because that's thinking on a multi-dimensional level, thinking on an astral level. You can pull energy from other times in your life, and as long as you've harnessed it, as long as the intent was there. And manifesting is more of, like creating it in your head so that you can project it out into real life. So I thought that was really cool. So I was doing this breathing technique, and I did it more like laying down because I was already really tired, and it felt really good. Like, it was even explained that when you go into a deep breathing state that it could almost feel like a high. It's just a natural high, and that's exactly what I felt. Felt like if I had, you know, just smoked a little bit or something. But of course I didn't. And so it was really cool. So I thought, like, okay, I'm going to start doing this every day. So hopefully do that a little bit more, get a little bit more of the experiences that I've been wanting to. And hopefully I can hold back a little bit on that fear, because fear is a very, it's just an energy killer. It really is. And that's the problem with the world today too, is there's so much fear out there. And I wanted to also point out what I had seen on the live stream that I was watching earlier. It was kind of differentiating the all-knowing state, and knowing so that you can separate yourself, not so much separate yourself, but knowing so that you can differentiate and know the difference between the real matrix and the fake matrix, in which it goes back into some ancient stuff, because back in the day, our ancient ancestors, to navigate themselves, you know, obviously they needed land, air, water, but to find themselves they used the stars, right? They didn't really have all these, you know, these like maps that we do now. You can get on Google Maps and stuff like that. So they use the stars. And a lot of the information that has been given to us via the fake matrix has been, as you know, it's been altered. So everything that our ancestors knew back then, they kind of changed it around to create confusion, you know? So like now, instead of us looking at the stars for answers, you know, like the cosmos and stuff, how people say the cosmos, you know, you need to grab that light so you can understand it. Now everyone in that matrix is looking at the celebrity stars, and there's a reason why Hollywood called these celebrities stars, why they started calling them stars, and why they even have the stars on the Hollywood, you know, on the whatever, the street, you know. Sorry, I'm a little bit sick, but they started calling them stars to obviously start creating this fake matrix. And now people are idolizing these stars instead of really connecting with themselves and their ancestors through the actual astrological stars. And it's crazy how it really is that way. And we even tune into these accolade shows like the Grammys and, you know, all these red carpet things, and we idolize those type of things like if it's really important, like if that stuff really makes us better people, watching these famous, more powerful people being going on an even further power trip and being rewarded for writing these songs that don't really even, like, what do they say, you know? What are these songs really saying? That's the problem too that I have a lot with the music industry now, is not only that whole like Illuminati thing, and how the Illuminati is, you know, totally, it's centered around this religion where they actually grab these people that want this fame and fortune, and they trick them into signing these contracts with a blood oath, you know, using their blood to sign these contracts that are made out of not even real paper. It's actually like a type of linen cloth, and they're actually using sorcery to trap these people into these contracts so that they will basically, you know, be their Illuminati puppet. And this is all a religion in Hollywood that they use against us to corrupt our minds. And so yeah, I have a problem with that. And also, you know, working at a school, seeing these kids that are in 3rd grade, you know, my last class was kinder and first, but seeing, you know, 3rd graders and 5th graders listening to this music that is very sexist and very like just disrespectful, and they're over there singing the songs at school, and I'm just like, you shouldn't even be listening to that. Oh, it's okay, my parents let me listen to it. And I'm just like, it's cool, they can listen to it, whatever, but they shouldn't be inflicting that stuff on you, because then you're over here repeating it. You don't even realize it's going into your subconscious, and that's where problems start. And then I hear kids over here saying that they're tuning into Empire, and I'm just like, you're 8 years old, you know. I hope your mom is at least covering your eyes when there's like certain parts that you shouldn't be watching, which really they shouldn't be watching any of it, because all it's doing is really glorifying that fame, that fortune, and that's what kids today are going to want later on. They're going to want that fame and fortune. And what does that do? It just corrupts their mind. It corrupts society, because that doesn't do anything to enhance our spiritual being, our spiritual self. It does nothing to enhance us at all as people. What it does is just really devalues our culture, and I don't know. So that's why I'm against it. I didn't believe in the Illuminati literally like maybe 2 months ago. I was just like, what's that? But it's not that what's that. I had heard somewhat of it, but I didn't believe in it. But then when you look into it, it really is an occultism. It's really, really a practice of the occult. And it's crazy, the rituals that are performed in Hollywood, you know, at the Super Bowl. And, you know, you got to look into it. Look into some videos on YouTube about Super Bowl rituals and just rituals in general. And see, these people don't even really know that they're trapped inside of this evil spirit, and like an evil contract almost, that somebody else has deflicted on them, manipulated them. And some of them are probably even aware of it, but they like that power. They love it. They feed off of it, so they're okay with it. And I think I'm gonna stop filming soon because I just have like a little sore throat. But I just wanted to say that I've been really like in the mood to film something because it's been a few days, and I've been learning a lot more stuff obviously in these last few days that I wanted to just put out there. But right now I'm just going to keep it a little bit simple with that, and how all these false prophecies are really these false stars. You see how they're not real stars in the sky? And people are probably wondering, like I heard this on the podcast, people are probably wondering like, oh, well, you know, why should we be paying attention to the stars? Well, like, you know, why are the stars there? Why do we have the sun? Why do we have the moon? How does the moon, like, how is it that the moon actually does do something to us? That energy does do something. It's there. It's important. We wouldn't have a moon and a sun if it wasn't. So then why have all these stars? They have a purpose, you know? So the false prophecies are really these false stars, these false celebrities that we are idolizing, and that we're giving them more power and our energy to. And what they're doing is just corrupting our minds so that we lose that focus, and we don't really come in tune with ourselves, and we don't really build on ourselves, and we don't enhance our spiritual selves and become the supreme beings that we are. And I'll just do another video later speaking more on these things, but I'm doing just general stuff because a lot of people are just not aware of it. So just planting like a simple seed that they can understand, so that they can further learn later. It'll come up later in their mind and it'll just click. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to just have these things click with you. And I'm just gonna stop there because I have too much congestion right now to even speak like very fluently. So I will just upload this short quick video. I hope you got something out of it. You know, I'm really just talking about a little bit of that manipulation that's going on, and how we should stay focused and know yourself, know your past, be the past, be all, and so you'll understand everything like that. All right.